Today on the Modern Musicking Show, I get another oboe lesson. We have another music history moment. I really enjoyed today's Jacob Random Holmes featuring Jacob Randall Holmes. We have a fantastic student showcase, and we sit down and talk with Marie DeGeorge, who's in the career services at Carnegie Mellon. We hope you enjoy it. Today on Jacob Random Holmes, featuring Jacob Randall Holmes. Jacob, would you please play for me a song that describes how you feel about daylight savings time?
Passionate about that one.
Hi, welcome to another deep dive. This is our guest today. Marie DeGeorge is in career services, and she's the one who helps out the music students in terms of figuring out ways to live indoors and eat food. Thank you so much for talking to us. So, what is your official title?
My official title is Career Consultant.
Okay, and you do that not just for the School of Music, but for a variety of schools.
Right. I do it for the School of Music, the School of Drama, and I also work with students from the Mellon College of Science, so math, physics, biology, and chemistry.
Wow. So a student will come and they'll just sort of sit down with you as a consult, or do you teach a class, or how do you reach the students?
I do it, all of those, right? So I spend probably most of my time one-on-one with students. So they can make an appointment through Handshake, which is our system that every student has an account, and they make an appointment based on my availability.
It's a scheduler.
Yep.
Yeah, I see.
And I can meet students usually for half an hour. Sometimes they come just for 15 minutes, or we can do a longer consult if that's what they desire. So in addition to the one-on-one appointments, I sometimes go into classes and teach. So that's usually by invitation from the faculty member, and I collaborate with them to figure out what we're going to present. Usually it is something about how to do resumes, or how to network, how to interview, something that is career specific. So I go into classes in the music school, in the drama school, and in math and physics. I've done it in all of those. And then in addition, sometimes we do workshops. So we might have a special need in one of those schools, and they want to have maybe a 2 or 3 hour workshop on a particular subject, and I'll do that outside of the classroom.
In what ways are the sciencey students different than the artsy students? And then conversely, in what ways, what are the things they all have in common?
Yeah, so I'd say what they all have in common is everybody needs professional materials. So whether you're a musician or a scientist, you probably need a resume. You probably at some point will need to write a cover letter. You'll need to have networking skills and interview skills. So that is common regardless of what you're studying or what your career path is going to be. The science students, I would say in general, have more of a track that they know, that they need to apply for a job. There are jobs available on Handshake. They can go to the career fairs and talk to employers. They get summer internships, maybe with their intern programs. I find that the music and the drama students there's more variety in people's career paths. So it's a little less tracked, if you will. There's a lot more variety in how they go about finding summer internships, summer programs that they attend, And then upon graduation, music and drama students tend to have a lot more networking and a lot less maybe jobs that they would find here posted on Handshake on campus.
Do students tend to be of a certain age by the time they come see you? Or I don't mean chronologically, but a certain year, or is it across the board?
Yeah, it's definitely across the board. We encourage early engagement, meaning the earlier students come, the better it really is for the student, because if you come at the last minute when you're a senior and you're looking for a job and you have never been here before and maybe you don't have a resume, then you're sort of starting from scratch and it's time consuming. It's better to start early, then you have time to edit, you have time to refine, you have time to practice. You have time to talk through your ideas. You can probably refine an actual plan for what you want to do when you graduate. So I love it when freshmen come to me. Some people even call before they put their foot on campus. You know,
Wow.
They call me in the summer.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of rare, but I have had that.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of freshmen do come and they have their high school resume and they want to turn it into a more professional looking resume. So it's a great time to come. And then by the time people are sophomores, usually they have made maybe at least an introduction with the Career Center so that they can get their materials in order.
How long have you been doing this?
I have been here at Carnegie Mellon for about 9 months. So I just started last winter. And I've been working in the field of human resources for about 20 years before that.
Would you say there are certain commonalities of the most successful students, or the ones who go on and just sort of charge right into the career field?
Well, I would say that being prepared helps a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so thinking about it, I do not think that people have to be panicked about it or worried about it, but if you think about it, especially when you're a sophomore, when you're a junior, try to have a goal in mind. It doesn't have to be a lifetime goal, because a lot of people change careers. They try something when they graduate and then they change to something else, and that's absolutely fine and, you know, very common. But if you don't have any plan, then it's harder to be successful when you graduate. So It's good when you're a sophomore or junior to be thinking about reaching out to people who are in your field, who could be potential contacts for you or even employers for you when you do graduate. It's important to have your materials ready.
Would you say that there are better or worse platforms for musicians in terms of getting the word out, or is it maybe dependent upon where they're trying to go?
Yeah, I think it's dependent on where they're trying to go. I think it's dependent on what their specialty is, if they're a performer, if they're a producer, what kind of music they want to do. I think that, you know, a lot of people use Facebook just to connect with people. In the career world, we talk a lot about LinkedIn. We encourage all students, musicians, drama students, and science students, everybody to have a LinkedIn account, because people professionally do use that as a way to find people and connect with people. YouTube, of course, if you have performances that you want to showcase, or music that you've composed that you want to showcase, YouTube is a place that people can use.
How is it that you came to do this? What made you decide that this was how you wanted to spend your career?
Yeah, well, so this is sort of a second career for me. I lived in New York City for a lot of years. I worked as a vice president of HR for a media company and publishing company. And I always loved that work. Then I took some time off to raise my 3 kids, moved from New York to Vermont for a little bit and then to Pittsburgh. And my kids are a little older now, and I had some time, and I thought, you know, what did I like to do when I was in HR? Well, I didn't love firing people, and I didn't love layoffs, and I did a lot of those things. But I always loved counseling people, and I enjoyed helping people with career changes, and I did a lot of coaching of executives, and I thought all of those skills could be applied to a university setting, and I just love being on campus. I love working with the School of Music. I love meeting the musicians and being surrounded by everything that is dynamic and interesting about a university.
Why music? Why was music interesting to you?
Well, I have played violin since I was very young. I still play now. Music is very dear to me. So I never became a professional musician, but I've always played seriously. And I just love the field of music and everything about it. And if I can actually help students become successful in their careers, that would thrill me. So I enjoy it.
Well, thank you very much, Marie DeGeorge, for sitting down and talking to us today. This was really fascinating. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
So today on Lance Learns to Play, this is my next lesson from Hannah on how to play an oboe. By now I have learned how to assemble the oboe. We had a great explanation of how oboe reeds go together. And in between I actually learned there's different styles of reeds. And you said this is a Philadelphia style?
These are scraped in the Philadelphia style. It's part of the American school of oboe reeds, so we have a long scrape versus the European style.
Okay. And long scrape, you mean from back here forward? So in Europe they would start later and scrape?
I've never had success with making a European reed, just because the balance is all out of whack, but this will be closer to what it is.
Oh,
so
I see. Look at there.
This is one I just started. European reeds, they only scrape till about there.
Huh. And you've come all the way down here for this one.
And I come all the way down.
I see.
And a lot of that has an impact. If you watch a video of, say, Berlin Phil, and then you watch a video of Philadelphia, anyone, PSL. In Europe, you're going to see that they have to play this way. And it's because of how the reed is scraped.
Oh, I see.
If you did that on one of these, it would not create a good sound.
I see. Well, speaking of making a good sound, you will. I may or may not get any sort of sound.
Yeah, we're going to try.
We're going to do what now?
Okay, so the first step, we're going to get this ready for the reed.
Okay.
First question is, do you know how to whistle? Okay, so that's kind of close to the shape you need. So you're going to make that shape without whistling.
Okay.
And you can put the reed on your bottom lip. That's good.
Okay.
Put it in a little more, but you don't want to pinch down. You still want to see your lips.
All right.
And just give it a blow. That's pretty good.
Should I get that pitch?
Well, you should, but the reed's not quite easy enough for you, so it's going to be a little higher than mine.
And if I wanted to make that sound happen, is there a way is there something with the musculature or the wind to make that happen? It's just not going to happen.
On that reed, it's not going to happen
I
because
see.
it would need to be much thinner.
I see.
I wasn't sure how thin it needed to be, so.
Me neither.
Like this one. I don't know if anyone can see that besides me. It actually crows. We're going to call that a crow.
This is a crow. Okay.
Mine crows a sharp B. It's almost a C. You brought it up to where mine was.
Okay.
So it started off at an A
Oh.
and crept its way up.
All right. Now, what in the world did I do to make that happen? I don't even remember now.
If you tighten your corners, it should bring the pitch up. Yeah, that's
I'm actually
really
making sort of like a motion. Is that bad?
I don't think that's bad because you didn't have any air trapped in your cheeks.
I'm a brass player, so some of it might be. I'm used to dealing with that part of my.
I think that's part of it. Yeah. You can also. You don't just have to leave it in the one spot.
Oh,
you
really?
can go.
Holy cow!
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
If I had a mirror up here, you could see how when you're doing it, it's more
Oh.
like that.
Too much upper
You
lip.
want to keep the lips more out. That's much better. Yeah, 'cause the lips actually, they're not doing a whole lot of work.
They're just providing a seal.
It's the cushion for the reed,
I gotcha.
essentially. Like a little pillow that it rests on. The work is coming from the muscles here in
Awesome.
your embouchure. And down here.
Awesome. Thank you very much. This is the oboe reed. That is Hannah. See ya. And now, another music history moment.
Hey, so we're going to talk about the Japanese House, fronted by Amber Bain. She's a singer from London, England, who uses electropop fusion with her classical musical training. I like her because one of the things that's kind of unique about her style of singing is that she sings at the bottom of her range and also layers harmonies on top of herself, all sung by herself, so it creates this really lush sound.
My favorite album
My favorite album is her Good at Falling album.
And that is,
And that
and that
is.
is the Japanese word. Close that.
My favorite album is Good at Falling by The Japanese House.
Not popular.
Apple pie is good to eat. Makes your hair feel like your feet. Anytime you want to dance, just call me up. My name is Jeremy.
Wait, you could have said my name. Are you hearing it now?
I know.
That's
Well,
what
That was the.
No.
No touchy.
So it says it's still recording, but it's delayed like 10 seconds. Now I'm hearing it.
You ready? You ready? You ready? Hey, today on the Modern Musicking Show, I got another oboe lesson. We have a music history moment.
Wait, I'm gonna come closer because you're kind of in my corner.
In 10 seconds, you'll hear
You just
the
wait.
things that I'm saying.
It may have been more than that.
And it may have been more than that. But soon you'll hear the things I'm saying after the things that I've said.
And then it just pops in like maybe 12 seconds later.
I'm in your corner?
Yeah.
You can move. You could ask me to adjust.
Come on, Michelle. Michelle, are you okay? She's not okay.
She's gonna react in 12
Yeah,
seconds.
great. Wait for it.
Can you move a little bit? Yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, that never entered my mind. Okay.
We're not sure if we can make Lance move.
Okay.
Wow, that really was 12 seconds.
Hey, thanks for watching the show. If you want to reach us with questions or comments, you can figure out all the ways to do that by clicking on any of those links and wherever you're watching this thing. We've had a great time putting these together and hope you find them useful as well. Thanks for watching.